my crafty friends. It's Annette Green here. I'm going to be working on my planner today. I'm going to decorate my planner. But let me back up in case you're not familiar with what I have going on here. Recently I just posted a video about my planner pages that you can print yourself on Etsy. So I will go ahead and put the link to my shop below in case you haven't done that yet and you'd like to. But I just want to share the process today and how easy it's going to be this year. I keep simplifying year after year, so this one's going to be very easy. First of all, though, if you're not familiar with Elizabeth Craft Designs planners, they do have two sizes. This is the size I normally work in, but I am working in the Sidekick size this year. This is the first time that my daily planner will be in the Sidekick size. And you can see it has these 6 rings. It's very, very nice. And this black one is brand new. It's just gorgeous. Right away, I think you can see here that I have some blank pages. And that is usually when a new month begins. And I intentionally designed the printable pages this way. It's not a mistake because of the way I like to decorate my planner. And a lot of you have watched me for a while and you have been following suit. So I'm going to continue with that. And this is where I will decorate my pages. Now, what am I going to use this year? I gave you a little sneak peek in the last video, but I will show you again. I'm going to use the brand new, not even sure if it's out and available yet. I know retailers are getting it very soon. By Graphic 45, the 8x8 paper collection called Little Things. It is so darn cute. Almost every page has mushrooms on it or cute little elves or gnomes. It is just darling. So I'm going to use some 8x8 in that. And of course there's going to be situations where I'm going to need a little more paper or maybe not such busy paper. So I am going to include some of the 12x12 patterns and solids in that same Little Things collection. So you can see those. And of course each side is then backed with a solid, but the solid even has like a tiny little print to it, so it's really, really nice. As you can see over here, I have some pieces scattered around. Those are from the same collection, Little Things, in the Ephemera Assortment Pack. So it's all these great little pre-cut, die-cut embellishment pieces that coordinate with the paper, so perfect. So I have those. And then this year I decided I need to add a little something different to my planner, and I'll explain. But that item that I'm adding is going to be the 4x6 and 3x4 journaling cards. Same collection, Graphic 45, and I will be using the 3x4s, of course, because this is the Sidekick size. If I were using the full-size planner, I could probably get working in some of these 4x6s. Not to say I'm not going to use some of these in my Sidekick, but if I did, I would probably fussy cut out an image or use part of a border, or even maybe just cut this area out. There's so many cute things here. And of course you can use the journaling side and just cut a portion of it for some journaling. Okay. Does my voice sound a little sleepy this morning? It is morning here. I don't know what time it is that you're watching this, but I've been up just for a little while. I had some coffee and my voice is not awake as I am yet. So apologize for that. Some other things I'm going to use are some inks for some stamping. Evergreen, Pacifica, and Cranberry, specifically in the close to my heart colors. But really any kind of evergreen green ink, middle shade of blue, and just your good old standard red. If you like. And then I use black, and I like the VersaFine. I mean, I could grab the black in close to my heart, but I'm just always fond of this VersaFine black. I'd love to find it in many colors. I'll have to look it up and see. It's archival quality. I am going to ink the edges with frayed burlap distress ink. And I am going to use some dyes, of course, because after all, this is a planner. And so the Sidekick die that I have used for my pages that I'm going to decorate the fronts of those blanks is Sidekick Essentials 4. And so this is the plain page die. Also going to use this great photo frame and this die set, Sidekick Essentials 1. In my planner last year, And in years prior, I've gotten really fancy and taken a whole lot of time to make every single page a little different as far as the photo mat and the journaling place. Every time I switched and I used a new die. This year I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to keep it simple. So these are just a few, and of course, you know, there I am in June. I haven't put any pictures yet. But you can see every time it's very, very different. So I'm going to go a little simpler and more efficient this year. See, when we go to decorating my pages, I have exclusively used this photo frame die on every single month. You may or may not like that, but this is just a way to simplify things even more. And the great thing about this die is that there are, you know, the inside part here is separate from the frame, and so you can, you know, dual duty, say that one 3 times fast, by using the insides in other ones and vice versa. So don't throw anything away, save it. So that's the photo frame. The only stamp set that I plan on using is the CS252 monthly overview stamp set. I won't be using this large month at a glance listing unless I use a portion of it for like a journaling card, mainly for the months. And you'll see I made little tabs, and there's also all these great little phrases that once I go to actually putting my photos in place, I might want to stamp some of these in here on little tags or something, you know, like pajamas all day or me time, lucky. I was looking for that word the other day, so that'll go good in March for St. Patrick's. So there's that one, and then I used the Note Pieces number 21 die set, which has all this and all this, and honestly I just use this. So if you have any kind of little, you know, tab type die like that, and I'll show you where I use it and how I use it. And then you will see on my very front page only, I did use the Wave Pocket Sidekick die, Sidekick Essentials 18. And I did a little altering to it to get it to work for me. So I'll show you that. So my plan here is to show you just the intro part here and tell you about some details. And then as I go through all the other month pages, I think I'll just do it to music. And if I have something that happens where I feel like I need to stop and tell you about it, then I will do that. Alrighty, so here we are with January. And here's that little tab I was talking about, die cut out of fairly sturdy cardstock, like heavy weight. I buy Ivory from Hobby Lobby in the heavyweight, and it's nice and strong. Now you see there's a little kind of a fold line in the middle, and that's intended to fold it over a page. That is not what I did, however. As you can see, I have stamped the word January on both sides and simply glued it to the back side of my January page. Every page is going to be done like this. January is the only one that's going to be a little bit different. So this is why it needs to be sturdy cardstock, because it's not getting folded over on itself. It's just hanging out there. And you know how it is with tabs hanging off the edge. Okay, so I've got that ready. I got my little 2023 up here. This is a die that's coming in a special on October 15th. You'll hear about that probably in the next video or two. Okay, so I have die cut the page using that plain page die, and then I grabbed the Wave Pocket Sidekick die, and instead of cutting this whole thing, you see how it has like this pocket part, and then there's a score, and then there's the top wave, so it's really a double pocket. And I normally do that, so like this is similar in my larger planner where I have a double pocket going on, and in here I usually keep, you know, some information about design team responsibilities, and then my little library cards I like to keep on all the books I've read that year and write my own little review. And I want to keep doing that, but instead of having two pockets, because this is a smaller Sidekick and I don't want to cover up all this pretty stuff, I'm just going to do my reading cards in here, and I'm going to do something a little different on each month page for the design team stuff and other reminders. Okay, so back to this. I did not cut the entire wave pocket. I cut just the bottom part, and where that score line is, see it here? So I just cut a portion of this whole thing and use that score line to make that bottom closure of my little pocket. And you can see that I have already folded on the score lines and inked my edges, so that's going to go right on there. And I grabbed some quick embellishment from my die cut assortment. So little things, and then this big pretty butterfly is probably going to go here, and honestly, this intro part is done. And over the weekend, I was on a phone call with my two gal pals, Cindy and Tiffany, and we were on the phone for hours and hours. It was great. And the whole time that we were on the phone, I already had my base pages cut, but I went through and I had my little die cut machine up here, and I went ahead and made a little bit of a plan with certain embellishment pieces. I had all the month tabs stamped. Maybe I fussy cut one or two little things, but I basically have all my months kind of planned out here, and then I've got a stack of the other months over here. So that's a great start. I didn't have to think too hard. And so my first spread is going to be something like this, and as you can see, there is that photo frame. And I didn't mention, but in that die there's several words. So this one says love this, and I don't know what's going to go in here yet, so I mean, you know, doesn't matter at this point. So I have that ready. Got this little journaling card I might use. I've got my month little calendar. These mini calendars are also in my Etsy shop. So I've printed those out on that same sturdy ivory cardstock. And I'm going to get this going here. So I think I may have to alter this little die cut piece, because you see those two slits on the side? That's kind of intended to run maybe a piece of paper, a border strip. But I don't know if I want to do that or not, so I may just cut this right off. Or maybe I'll just make a little notch on the ends like a ribbon. Golly. I've had my coffee, you can tell. Wow. I'm just eyeballing this. If it's not good, who cares, right? Okay, that's pretty cute. Got some ink over here. Now, I did pull out my walnut stain, which is quite a bit darker than that frayed burlap I mentioned, but that's mainly to get these guys, these glossy embellishment pieces. Okay, that's cute, pretty cute. And I believe I mentioned at the top that I was going to do something a little bit differently than last year. So normally in my front pocket I have all my dates of my design team postings that I have to remember, and so I think I'm going to do that here. And then also here I'll put birthdays, anniversaries, just kind of quick list some things here. So I'm not even going to back any of these months with any kind of cardstock. I'm just going to keep it really simple. Put my calendar down here in this right corner, and then put my little journaling card above it. And I may stop there. I don't love that it's going to be just floating up there, but eventually maybe I will add, you know, some kind of embellishment, like right here, something that goes with this a little bit more than a shamrock. Maybe that, because that's over there, so maybe that. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. That was simple. So this is going to get this on the back, just like that, and then this is going to be my first page, and then this is the page that will get glued to the first blank in my planner. Okay, so right away you might be asking, what are you using to glue those pages together? And it's a glue stick. I know it's kind of a love-hate thing with a lot of y'all. You don't like glue stick. I just find that that's the only way that I can get it all adhered and no areas coming up at all. And it slides into place when you're trying to line up your holes and your pages just right. I have the best luck with that. Now, is it sticky and a mess? Yes, it is. So I have scrap paper here that I'm doing everything on, and I have a baby wipe right here in a little container to clean my fingers in between. And even when I burnish the pages, I put a piece of paper on top so my sticky fingers aren't touching anything. Okay. And if you see anything hanging off and that bothers you, you can always trim it. I do see a little bit. I'm not too concerned with it. Another question you may have is with these photo mats, these little photo frames, how do you get a photo in there? It's like some people on the cruise were asking me that too. They said, oh, maybe we shouldn't glue it down so we can get a photo under there. And quite honestly, I don't do it that way. I will measure this area, and I want some of this ivory to show. That's why it's even there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put anything in there. So I will measure my photos to be like 2 3/8 by a little bit more than that, because this is just a slight bit taller, so 2 7/8. And I will put my photo in there with a little bit of that ivory showing, so I don't have to get my photo underneath. It's just going to glue right on top. Okay, we took some time with that, but January is done, and now I'm just going to go through the rest of my months set to music. If you use the glue stick and you're like, this is curling, mine's curling. I mean, there's moisture in a glue stick, but I do know that it will dry. So rather than put it right into my planner right now, I'm going to go set it over there and let it dry. You can put a book on top of it, but it will not stay curled. I guarantee it. Okay, and now it's time to put the February tab on, and don't be confused that I have it stamped twice on one side. I was just testing out ink colors. And so, you might ask, how do you know where to put the next tab and the plan there? So what I'm going to do, based on the size of these tabs and the size of the page, is be doing 4 in a row, and then I'll repeat that. I've already checked it, and I am just kind of doing that by laying down January on the February page. And I grabbed the March tab and just this blank because I didn't want to dig for April. And I'm just kind of making sure, do I need any space between? I could overlap them and I could do 6, but I think I want to see all of them this year. So I'm going to put about 1/8 of an inch, not even, barely a 1/16 of an inch between. So there's 1/8 at the top and the bottom of that first and fourth tab. Each time you start a new month, you'll want to grab the month prior and just line it up like this and then glue that tab in place. Okay, I'm on my last page and I just have to break my rule a little bit because it's December and I don't want to use shamrocks and things. I am going to use a holly die. This is a special die in a special set for Elizabeth Craft Designs that I kind of alluded to at the beginning of the video when I put the 2023 at the beginning. Same set. So if you don't have this set, or if you're not going to get this set, then you can use any holly die, holly punch, your Cricut machine or whatever. But I'm just going to cut off from the back of this particular sheet. This is called What's Up Buttercup, and it's this nice little dotty green background. So I'm going to use that to add to this page over here. And then over here on the left, I'm about to work on, I fussy cut this cute little image from the main signature page, Little Things. Okay, that's it everybody. My 2023 planner is complete. I will flip through each of the months now to give you one last look. You can always freeze the page and take a longer look. Take a screenshot if you're on your phone or your iPad. Such a fun and easy project. Didn't take much time at all. It's very consistent looking. It's not too much work. You know, it took most of a day to, including prep time and assembly. And of course I'm stopping to take video. So for you it would go a little faster. But I hope you like it. It's super sweet. This paper by Graphic 45 is just adorable. Not so cutesy, but sweet at the same time. Still has that classic Graphic 45 feel to it. And then as you saw, I have a little paper on the back to kind of match the very first page. And these are the only couple of die cuts that I had left, so I can play with those on something else. And then of course I cut these all apart, but I still had quite a few of these journaling cards left over, so you can save that for another project as well. Okay, well, I'm going to go and take a break. I hope you enjoyed this very fun project. I certainly did, as always, and I love sharing it with you. So let me know what you think, and I will see you very soon in the next video.